What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a brake fluid flush. I just did the front rotors and pads. You can check out that video either here or here. We're going to be doing a brake fluid flush because I have not done it since I got the car, which means that the brake fluid has been in there for at least 5 years, which is definitely not good. We're going to see how bad it is. Definitely don't recommend waiting this long. I believe the original schedule should be every 2 years, but your case may vary. Every car is going to be different. But anyways, we're going to get onto it. I bought some tools for the brake fluid flush so that it can make just life a little bit easier. And we're going to start, I believe, from the furthest of the brake pump. The brake pump is on the driver's side at the front, which means if we start in the furthest, will be the right rear, and then left rear, right front, and then left front. Anyways, let's get going. We're gonna see how bad the brake fluid is that is in this car right now. Let's get on it. So I've actually removed part of the intake so that it's gonna be a little bit easier to access and film. The brake reservoir is right over here. We're gonna open it and put some rags around it because brake fluid is very, I forgot what the term was, but basically eats paint. It will kind of just eats paint, and if the paint is removed, then it will like rust the metal that is underneath it and anything like that. So anyways, we're gonna be moving the cap and putting rags around it, just kind of check what the status of the brake fluid is. Hopefully it isn't too bad, but we're gonna start from there. Alright, so this is the tool that I got on ECS from Schwaben as well. Basically is you can put this on top of the reservoir, and then you can pump this to add pressure so that once you release, there's like a release valve on the caliper. The fluid will be able to flow through the system into the caliper to flush out the bad fluid that is in the system right now. So I'll be filling this up, tapping this onto the brake fluid reservoir, and start the process. So we're going to be loosening this right here. That is the bleeder valve cover, this rubber cover. We need to safely store this first for now. This is the tool to catch all the fluid that is coming out. We're going to put this thing onto the bleeder valve. And we're going to find a way to loosen that 11 millimeter nut. Alright, so I found out that it's a little easier to kind of just loosen it first. Don't apply pressure. Loosen it first a little bit. Put the hose on, the catcher can hose on, and then start applying pressure. Because with the hose on to the bleeding valve, it's kind of very difficult to loosen that nut. So it's a little easier to use a socket. As I was applying pressure, and I noticed that there's not a lot of fluid coming through the reservoir bottle, and I noticed I hear dripping noises at the front, when apparently I did not turn this cover tight enough, and brake fluid is puking everywhere. Yeah, so this is a demonstration of what not to do, I guess. So when you're doing yourself, make sure you cap the cap on the top tight so that this kind of sadness will not happen. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna clean that. Maybe just spray some water at the end after I complete this. Hope that it doesn't eat through everything, and pray for the best. So I am on my second wheel or second caliper, and so far this is what I've collected. You can see it's definitely not clean. It's not supposed to be this like green looking, I guess. It's supposed to be a lot clearer than this, but I'm glad I'm doing this. Definitely do your maintenance. Don't wait 5 years like I did. Yeah, let's see what happens with all 4 complete. So the fronts are a lot easier to access. It's easier to access this nut back here. Just again, similar. You just loosen it, and brake fluid should start flowing. Just to show you guys what's coming out of this one, you see like dust coming out, that like black dust flowing out. Oh my gosh. And once you are done, you would just lock this back in, and you can remove the bottle. Put the cap back on, and we're done. What I'll show you guys next is the fluid that I flushed out. This is the fluid that I have flushed out. It is absolutely disgusting. It's like greenish. It should be a lot clearer than this, but I'm actually kind of glad that at least it's not black, because I was expecting it to be like completely black. This is kind of what the original color is supposed to look like. It's like a little orangey, I guess. A little kind of like an amber kind of a color. Definitely not green like this. Anyways, that's it. That's a wrap for today's work, and I don't really know what's coming up next, but I'll catch you guys next time in the next video. All right, have a good one. See ya.